Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be taking apart the main body of a night control Buzz Lightyear. These are really similar to the flight control ones, except these ones have a bit of added lights around the neck. And yeah, let's get started. So it's helpful, you'll need a few different Phillips head screwdrivers sometimes. I prefer ones with a grip in case the screws kind of get stuck. So first you need to remove the back screws from the jetpack. This is also really similar to the Thinkway ones. And you have to be careful. The clips I figured out on these ones are kind of weird on the wings where they actually latch inward. And then you need to go for the back screws. These ones can be kind of tough to move sometimes, and you have to make sure you don't strip the screws because then it'll be much harder to try and continue to unscrew them. The shoulder ones on this Buzz were kind of harder to remove than the lower ones. And then I usually like to try and remove the screws and put them off to the side so you don't lose them. And I tried to take him apart before I figured out that he also has bottom screws. And you can remove the globe on these ones without damaging them, which is nice. The Thinkway ones you can't do that with. Then you also need to remove the 3 screws right there on his butt, basically, and then once those are removed, he should come apart. You want to be careful to not damage the wires right there on his leg, because there is a junction there for some reason. I haven't ever seen that on any of the other Buzz Lightyears. And so I was kind of confused. He wasn't coming apart as easily as some of the other Buzz Lightyears I've taken apart. You just want to be really careful when you're taking apart really any Buzz, because you don't want to potentially snap the wires. So now you can see he's completely apart. I'm going to try and narrate sort of some of the pieces in him. So he has the laser wires. There's 3 wires going into this arm. I'm assuming it shares a ground, and then there's 2 positive wires. And then that's just a communicator button. And then he has the front chest speaker as well as the front 3 buttons, which are actually separate, and then also the wing release. And then that's, I'm assuming, the tip sensor, which is kind of a complex piece. It probably has a metal ball inside, so that when you tip him from different directions, he sort of can tell which way he's going. And then again, there's this weird junction piece on the leg wires, so you just want to be careful not to snap that. And then he has the front neck lights, and then he has sort of a self-contained head rotating mechanism, and then he has the back computer board which controls everything. He's really complex for the time period that he was made. The only one that I've seen that compares to him is the Toy Story Collection one. And so now we're going to try and start getting them back together. You want to make sure you get the arms back into the sockets correctly without twisting any wires. It's just really complicated. You want to make sure you don't get any of the wires in the grooves because that'll damage them. And then you want to make sure you get the globe pieces in. I think all of them, the globe buttons are separate, so those ones can sometimes be the biggest problem because they want to fall out when you're trying to put them back together. And then you want to carefully start pressing the seams together. So again, just sort of testing to make sure the seams close and the button is in. And then you can go ahead and put in the screws into the holes. And then what I like to sometimes do is you can turn the screwdriver to the left until you hear it click. And then once you hear the click, you know the screw's in the groove, and then you can go in without damaging the plastic too much, because you'll go into the groove that was already drilled by the screw. It's nice on this Buzz Lightyear, the back plate is actually done with nuts, so the plastic isn't damaged. So again, just sort of checking the seams. I figured out later, once I'd gotten them sort of back together, that I'd done that slightly wrong, so just make sure you get the button in correctly. Then you can go ahead and put the legs back together. Carefully feed the wire in, making sure the wires aren't going to get cut by any plastic joints. This was kind of tricky because the legs kept wanting to fall out. Then you can screw in those screws as well. And then you can go ahead and screw on the back plate. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions regarding certain parts of this Buzz Lightyear, or if you have a certain issue with either the flight control or really any Buzz Lightyear, just go ahead and comment on the video and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you might have. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to check out the other videos on my channel. Thanks for watching.